Hello, my name is Randy Detrick. I'm the son of Sandy Detrick, husband to my beautiful wife Tiffany, and the proud dad of 3 spectacular children. My mission is to add value to others. I believe in the power of the human spirit, and thank you for listening. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please share it with a friend. Help me spread the good, the clean, the pure, the positive. When there is hope in our future, there is power in our present. Do you know what I love? Absolutely love. It's connecting the unseemly connectable dots in life. It's being creative. It's creating things that no one has ever seen before. And you know what the thing about this is? It's available to everybody every day, all the time. It doesn't matter what field you are in. You can be creative, but there's some secrets to it. Can I share it with you? You are going to love this podcast. It is spectacular. You know, my wife says it all the time. Creativity is connecting the unseemly connectable dots. But how do we collect those dots? And how do we see the dots to collect? And what are the dots? You know what I mean? So here it is. So who likes to sit next to a weird person on a plane? Anybody? Who enjoys eating some exotic food that has something raw in it and it just might be looking at you? Anybody? Who enjoys being in a country where you have no idea what the cultural norms are and you feel so out of place? Does anybody like to have to reinvent themselves in a brand new industry over and over and over again? You know, I don't think many people would ever say yes to these questions, but oh my gosh, this is where the creativity lies in life. The thing is, we like people like us. We like food that we know. We like neighborhoods that we grew up in. We like jobs that we've done before. It's our cozy cocoon. We tend to live in it, don't we? We like what we're used to. But I got to tell you, there is no creativity in what we used to. Creativity lies out there. There is no creativity staying within the cocoon. So what's the cost to not sitting next to that weird person on the plane, not eating the food that you never had before, not experiencing the new thing that you've never done before? When it comes to creativity, it's everything. It's huge because creativity is connecting the dots in life. And the more dots you have, the more creative you will be. And those dots, they were born out of experiences. They're born out of relationships. They're born out of conversations with weird people, people not like you, right? And they're born out of understanding the world around us and connecting things like no one has before. You know, there's a saying out there. It says this about understanding. It says, we should understand things like a pro so we can break the rules like an artist. And they're referring to creativity. Understand things so well that you can connect things like no one has ever done before. It's connecting the dots in life. You know, creativity is taking 2 or more things and finding the surprising connections with them. It's like seeing a tree out in the woods and thinking that tree would make a fantastic chandelier in a room. That's connecting the dots. Everything that exists in this world started in someone's creative mind. They saw the world like no one else saw it before. They connected the dots. And the thing is, the more people you encounter, the more experiences you have, the more dots you'll collect. That's the way it works. By having more and more relationships with the weird people, people not like you, and experiencing new things, we can go from seeing the world through our own perspective to seeing the world through everyone's perspective. And I'm telling you, it changes the game. There's a life that we can have that has very few connections. A lot of people have 2 dots. They live in a little circle, a little bubble. They got themselves, their family, their work. And there's not a lot of dots. So they think they're not very creative. But man, oh man. If you went out there and just met all kinds of people in this world and experienced things you've never done before, all of a sudden, dots would begin to get created in your world. And the more dots you have, the more you can create. But imagine if all your dots were just black and white. Well, now all your thoughts are black and white. But imagine if your dots were different colors. Now you can take different colors to make different shades of those colors. And imagine if the dots weren't really dots. They were actually different shapes and sizes and all kinds of things. Now it's an endless possibility of what could be creative. Just imagine. The world is out there to be experienced. The world should be understood and not feared. Every single thing that's great in this world, the iPhone, the TV, the light bulb, it came from someone connecting the unseemly connectable dots. Imagine what dots you could create with your life. Someone saw something and they thought something that no one else ever thought. That's the key. The key is to accomplishing connecting the dots, collecting more dots. The more dots you have, in other words, ideas, experience, and people, the more creative you will be. That's the way this works. I love at the winery. I get to meet people from all around the world, and I fully engage in those conversations because I want to know what they're all about. I want to see the world through their eyes, because you never know when inspiration will hit you. Because they say it like this: inspiration is oxygen to your soul. And connecting the dots, man, it feeds your inspiration, and you will never, ever, ever, ever lack motivation. Connect those dots. The more dots you have, the more creative you become. So the next time you have an opportunity to talk with someone that's weird, not like you, take that opportunity. The next time you have an opportunity to eat a food that you've never eaten before, man, open wide. The next time you have an opportunity to experience something you've never done before, take a leap. Jump right away. Leap into the unknown, because you never know what creative experience you are creating later in your life. You never know what dots you're collecting that later you'll connect. In today's world of business, man, if you want to thrive and excel, you can't just exist. It doesn't work like that. You got to be creative. You got to have surprising, creative twists and turns for every guest, every customer that ever experiences your business. I'm talking about things like maybe like glitter sparkly wine. I've seen that before. Or maybe you bury barrels out in the vineyard, put them right back in the dirt where it all began. Stuff like that, right? Turning trees into chandeliers, guys. Out of Blue Ridge, we try to reinvent ourselves every single day. We want to be brand new and spectacular all the time. By reinventing ourselves all the time, we create new things, and by creating new things, you can become more and more and more creative, because you're creating more dots as you're creating new things. Inventing things in life, it's where it's at. If you have not done the underground experience at the winery, I would like to think that is the most collective dots we've ever connected. We paired wine with things like hope and trust, enthusiasm. It's an experience you'll never forget. You know, if my brilliant wife was given this presentation, she would summarize it like this. She would say, oh, this is so simple, Randy. You see, eyes that look are common, but eyes that see are rare. Connect those dots. I love y'all. Thanks for being a part of my life. I hope today's podcast added value to yours. It sure added value to mine. I love y'all.